Thanksgiving dinner, my sister stood up and announced, "We voted, and you're not family anymore." Everyone cheered. I laughed softly and said, "Then I guess you won't need this." I placed a folder on the table. The moment she opened it, she started screaming. "Before we carve the turkey," Natalie said, rising from her chair with that smug, rehearsed smile of hers, "there's something we need to say." Everyone went quiet. Forks paused midair. My gut clenched. I knew that tone. It was the same one she used when she got me grounded at 14 for a party I didn't even go to. "We had a family vote," she continued, looking around at everyone like a pageant queen about to be crowned, "and we've decided you're not family anymore." Silence, then cheering. Cheering. My cousin Laura clapped like she was at a concert. Uncle Mitch raised his wine glass and toasted. Even my mother, my own mother, laughed and said, "Well, someone had to say it." I sat there frozen, staring at my plate. The stuffing had gone cold, but my blood boiled. My dad didn't even look at me, just sipped his beer and muttered, "It's probably for the best." "Wow," I said, pushing my chair back slowly. "You guys actually rehearsed this." Natalie grinned wider. "You've been toxic for years. We're just finally done pretending." "You're not family," my mother added, reaching for the cranberry sauce like we were discussing the weather. "It's unanimous." I looked around. No one spoke up, not one person. "Good," I said quietly. Then I reached into my bag. "I figured this might happen," I added, pulling out a thick folder and placing it gently in the center of the table. The sound it made, thunk, cut through the laughter. Natalie blinked. "What is that?" I smiled, leaned back in my chair, and folded my arms. "Why don't you find out?" She snatched it up and ripped it open, her mouth already twisted in that snide little smirk she always wore when she thought she was winning. Then she turned the first page and stopped smiling. Her face turned pale. Her eyes scanned the next page and the next. Then she screamed. I mean screamed, like blood-curdling horror movie kind of scream. Her chair crashed behind her as she bolted upright, slamming the folder shut like it had burned her hands. "You monster," she cried. "You messed up, twisted weirdo." Gasps echoed around the table. Joel, her husband, snatched the folder and opened it. Then his jaw dropped. He looked at me. "Is this?" I nodded once. "It's all real," I said. "Every word, every receipt, every screenshot." The table went dead silent. You could hear a fork clink in the kitchen. My mother's mouth opened and closed again, like a fish gasping for air. "You were so sure I wouldn't fight back," I said, standing up slowly. "So sure I'd stay the quiet one, the doormat, the cash cow. But guess what?" I leaned over, looked Natalie dead in the eye. "Your little show, it's over. You want to know what was in the folder? I'll get there. But first, let me tell you how we got here, because Natalie didn't wake up one day and decide I wasn't family. That decision was built over years, brick by brick, comment by comment, betrayal by betrayal. I was never their favorite. Not even close. Natalie was the star, the golden girl, good grades, big smile, knew how to work a room. She could lie straight to someone's face and make them thank her for it. I, on the other hand, was quiet, private. I didn't need attention, and they hated that. They took my silence as weakness. I moved out at 19, paid for college myself, worked 2 jobs, never asked for help. Meanwhile, Natalie flunked out of 2 majors, went to Europe to find herself, then came home and married Joel, the human equivalent of a LinkedIn profile and a blazer. The wedding I paid for half. My parents couldn't afford it but somehow still managed a 2-week cruise right after. I didn't complain. I never did. Even when they joked that I was the family accountant, I kept helping, paying for Dad's dental surgery, sending money when Mom said the heat bill was overdue, even covering part of my cousin Laura's tuition when she got waitlisted for a scholarship. They always said, "Thank you, sure," but with that tone. The one that said, "Well, of course you'd help. You don't have a family of your own." And maybe that's what did it. See, I'm single. No kids, no spouse, no drama, just me, my work, and my dog. And in their eyes, that meant I had nothing better to do than fund their messes. Natalie especially treated me like her personal failsafe. When Joel lost his job, she called me first. Just a small loan. When her car broke down, "You make 6 figures. What's 2 grand?" When her kid needed therapy and insurance wouldn't cover it. Yeah, guess who she called? I always helped. Always. Because I told myself it was family. But helping turned into obligation, and then into expectation, and then into demand. It started small, backhanded jokes at dinner. "Oh, you brought wine? Must be nice to afford good wine. Of course you're early. You have no kids to worry about. I wish I could work late every night and avoid my husband too." Then it got uglier. "You're so cold. Maybe that's why you're still alone. You don't understand real stress. You don't have a real life. You're just bitter that no one needs you. Except they did need me, constantly, financially, quietly, behind closed doors." And then came the text. "Natalie, hey, can you co-sign for a small business loan? Joel and I want to start a wellness cafe." Me, no. Natalie, wow, really? Then came the silence. That was 3 months ago. Since then, I got the cold shoulder. Mom stopped calling. Dad sent one-word replies. No one invited me to the last family dinner. Natalie blocked me on social media after posting a story about cutting out toxic people. But I didn't sit and sulk. Instead, I started pulling receipts, literal receipts. See, I keep records, bank transfers, emails, screenshots, dates. I'm not stupid. And over the past 5 years alone, I'd sent over $78,000 to various family members. $78,000. $8,000 for Joel's rehab, $2,300 for Natalie's emergency dental work, which turned out to be elective veneers, $1,500 for my dad's back surgery, $12,000 for my mom's credit card debt, $6,000 for Laura's college move-in costs, $4,500 for a family emergency that turned out to be a trip to Cabo. And not once, did any of them offer to pay me back. They just took, and when I stopped giving, they decided I was the problem. So I made the folder. Inside, every transfer confirmation, every email and text request for money, screenshots of Natalie calling me manipulative to her friend because I said no to the loan, a timeline of every major payment I made in the last 5 years, and, as a cherry on top, copies of Facebook and Instagram posts where they mocked me. I have screenshots of Natalie calling me a cash cow with no spine in a private comment thread she didn't know I had access to. So yeah, that's what she saw when she opened the folder. That's what made her scream, because Natalie wasn't just exposed. She was dismantled, fact by fact. You can click on share and more to see if there is a part 2.